There we go. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so that was my slide from yesterday. I can certainly get rid of that and go to today. There we go. I know you all can hear me, at least I'm sure you can. So that's good. I don't anticipate any glitches today, but there's always that possibility. Okay. Um, all right. Okay, all right. So let me say hello to a few people before we get started here, before we get this party started. Hello, Church Nelly and Mo Shannon, both moderators. Hello, thank you for being here. Thank you for keeping Royal Sussex a safe space. Little Bell Grant, hello. Kenneth Doug, hi. Terry H. Novi D, hello. Welcome. Catherine Bryant, hello to you. Verta Sanchez, Marcia Delvis. Okay. Okay, Karen, hi, welcome to Royal Sussex. All right, and also let me welcome, did I say Verta Sanchez? Maybe. Francilia Mosley, hi, Orlando Morris, Annie Bullard, Hawkeye Helen. Is that right? Hawkeye Helen? All right, and Terry Hamilton, welcome. Carolyn Sowers, Gina Suchi, welcome. All right, fancy. Fancy seeing you here. Mary H, hello. Marcia Delby, did I say that already? TP, Pel Scott, welcome. Myrna, welcome. Diana Ware, Berta Sanchez again. Iris Demonia, I know I didn't say hi to you already. Deborah Bowens, hi. Okay. All right, I'm checking on the other screen here. Well, I wanted hot weather, and that's what we got. It's so hot outside, you could fry an egg on the sidewalk. It's hot as a firecracker. It's hotter than Little Sister. Joan Commonwealth, hi. Okay, I'm just looking back to see if there's some other people. Oh, Lynn is here. Mercedes Todd, hi. So, you guys don't think I was being shady with my selection of images for the Cambridges, do you? That's not shady, is it? I just wanted to capture them in their natural habitat. Athletic Will and Casual Kate. Yes, Athletic Will and Casual Kate. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you so much. I just received a PayPal for someone from someone. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Starts with D and ends with S. Yes, thank you so much for that. All right, thank you. Yeah, I don't like to use the actual name because I don't know if it's something different on here or maybe they would like to remain anonymous. You know what I mean? So, but when I do leave my phone on, I do like to acknowledge your generosity. So thank you so much for that. Hello, Ursula Smith, Cookies and Cream moderator. All right, Joyce Volz is here. Thank you so much. Rosa Roberts, Pamela Gale. Hi, Pamela wants to say hi to a few people, as does Rosa. So we can always help out with that. Let's all let us all let us all wrap positivity. Oh, okay, I cannot see that. Let me try this one more time. I know I need some glasses. Let us all wrap positivity around Harry and his family. It seems as Betty is going downhill. Hope she makes it to the Jubilee. Lynn, it's okay if we wrap Betty with a little positivity, just a little bit. I mean, we're all God's creatures. Now, I know when I said we're all God's creatures, I know y'all thought I was going to do this. Oops, I just did it anyway. Never mind. I told you my finger, for whatever reason, my finger is always resting on this. And when I say certain things, it just pops out. Woo! All right. I got work to do, y'all. Do not provoke me. Today, Australia popped up on my feed this morning. I did the unthinkable and opened it up. I watched four prats who forgot to leave the sandbox mocking Harry for the ad campaign. Oh, aren't they good at that? Aren't they good at that? Oh, okay. I see a familiar face here or a familiar torso. Hi, Sean. Welcome to Royal Sussex. Thank you for the super sticker. Just in case anyone didn't know, but the people to the right of the screen is winning big time. And to the left, the people who lost half the Commonwealth in less than 24 hours. Record breaking. Thank you for the super chat, Sean. And you are so right about that. In just a New York minute, half the Commonwealth was gone. They were filing papers, making propositions, everything. And then they had to go back and tell the Queen about it. How embarrassing. So there's a little close-up view of my thumbnail. There's a little close-up view. I figured it was I wanted to show the Cambridges in the best light possible. Speaking of which, Sean, um speaking of which, you are so right. They did lose half the Commonwealth, and the Queen was very upset about that, as you already know. So thank you for reminding us. But you are absolutely right. They lost half the Commonwealth, and the Queen was absolutely beside herself. As much emotions as she's able to show nowadays, given everything. But so today, the that what do you call it? Was going on? The opening of Parliament, and I'm going to talk. Let me see. Please turn that light off. Are you saying that the Queen looks like a light bulb? I'm not sure I understand. Are you saying the Queen reminds you of a incandescent light bulb? I think I get that one. Special invitation. Queen needs Harry and Meghan. Well, funny thing is, I made this thumbnail a long time ago, and while I was putting things together today, I just thought, you know what? How appropriate, because I think I said it almost a year ago, and now it makes more sense than ever. The Queen actually needs the Sussexes. That's the only thing that is going to make people watch the Jubilee. I think a lot of people are going to just ignore the Jubilee. Okay, I got you. Thank you for that, Sean. And once again, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. All right, so let's keep it going here. Well, oh, and by the way, Sean, by the way, yeah, I see what you mean. You all are starting the day off messy. I mean, literally starting off the day messy. I'm trying to show a bit of decorum today because yesterday we really showed out. So if you all don't mind today, I just want to take care of business, not business, but business properly today with the occasional messy just to say we did, but otherwise we have to comport ourselves in a proper manner, or as what was his name? Andrew said, in a way becoming of a gentleman. As if he would know. All right. So we got that out of our systems. By the way, thank you for the Cash App, Demonia. She said that I was allowed to say her name. So thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, that sounded hot that time, didn't it? Royal Sussex. So Lucy Wynn says it's too late on showing decorum. It was lost on the thumbnail, but we love the shadiness. Well, thank you, Lucy Wynn. All right, so we're going to need a break beat for the next part. That was Afro, Pass Me My Newports, Annie. That was Afro. Have you seen my hair pick, Annie? Okay, it allows travelers to see how environmentally mindful they've been on their journeys. The Maori culture inherently understands sustainable practices and how to take better care of our life giving land, which are critical lessons we can all learn. And that is why I'm here with you on Te Ao with Moana to share a new kaupapa. Thank you. Thank you. I bet you guys thought I wasn't going to be able to do that one. But yes, that is why we're here. So, Prince Harry's tourism sustainability drive inspired by Maori values. This was big on New Zealand television, as far as I know. I saw a couple of references to it on Twitter. So let me just say, I am so proud of Prince Harry for the way he has been working so hard to sustain his family, to bring security to his family. That's exactly what he's done. He's been able to go out there. I mean, he's working harder than James Evans Jr., isn't he? Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? He about working hard as James Evans Jr. I am so proud of Prince Harry, our ginger avenger. I'm getting goosebumps. I am getting goosebumps when I say that. I am so incredibly proud of Prince Harry for the way he has been providing for his family. And when a couple of those companies go public, I think we're going to have to either let out the house or move to a bigger one, or maybe buy a second one with as much security as Prince Harry deems necessary. Now, that is a real man, right? That is a real Archie's papa and a real girl dad. That's who he is. So, cheers to Harry. Hip, hip, hooray, and hip, hooray. He just doesn't disappoint. As I've said over and over again, the Sussexes have not put a foot wrong since they left Narnia. Now, let the plot thicken. So today, these two showed up at the House of Parliament. Yes, as they jockey for position. Now, the one with the winning hand, of course, is Charles because he's the future. And then there's William. In poll after poll, it is said William is actually the one that the public wants sooner rather than later. Charles, they're not so sure of because, as the Queen has been on the throne for what, 70 years, Charles has been on this earth for over 70 years, and people have just about had their fill of him. So, Charles, being the future or the next in line, um, he gave the opening of Parliament today. He gave the opening speech and everything. We are going to talk about that some more later. But yeah, it was just an interesting power dynamic to see a very peeved and very, shall we say, aloof looking William up there with his dad, who is actually an old pro at this. Let me take a look at a couple of comments here. Baron, I have a suggestion. Every time you show Harry, play that What a Man by Salt and Pepper. I wish I could, but oh, you just don't know what would rain down on us. Do you know if I could just pick and choose the music that I would like to accompany my videos, it would be a whole nother experience. But as it is, we have to choose from a very shallow pool of a music that is approved. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's a good selection, but it's just not what I would want, especially as much as I love music. Okay, Mean Girl, Megan McCain's new book only sold less than 500 copies after several months. Get out! Shut the front door. Are you serious? I did not hear about that. That's interesting. Less than 500 copies. Well deserved, but very interesting too. So, Carrie Ann Beckford says, "We are all so proud of him. He is proof that the royals can make it on their own. He works for a living and not living off the taxpayer's dime and hiding money allegedly in the Caribbean." You're absolutely right, Carrie Ann. Harry has proven himself to be quite the real man in every way. He's not afraid to show his feminist leanings, as well as the fact that he is all man. So that is an extraordinary combination. I tell you, um, Prince Harry has made me incredibly proud, has made you all incredibly proud because, as you know, he is the embodiment of Princess Diana, the living legacy of Diana. And so it is very fair for him to have that mantle of being the people's prince because of the way he is able to cross the socioeconomic levels in every direction to reach out to people and connect to them on a one-on-one basis where you truly feel like you're the only person in the room or the only important person in the room. So that is very, very talented. And it's just his natural gift. It's something that dweeb on the screen doesn't possess, and I'm pretty sure he's jealous of it, if not sick of hearing of it. Just sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick. He's probably just sick of hearing about it. He's just sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick. Do you hear me? Sick. Oh man. And then when he does that, I'm sure that all of those little wannabes at Kensington Palace, they all scurry to in all four directions to try to get away from the raft of the very incandescent with rage William. Karen says, remember, they were led in by the husband of Rose Hansberry, actually carrying the crown, whilst Willie is that was about. I did not know that. I, I saw someone say awkward, I saw someone say awkward, and I had no idea what they were talking about. I was like, awkward. Okay, he is awkward, but what is so now I get it. See, you guys are on top of it. Needless to say, I had no clue what they were talking about. Now I get it. Oh, Papa Hansberry. Oh, okay, I'm looking at it right now. Prince William walked behind Rose Hansberry's husband at the opening of Parliament. Well, you know what they say. A good lord will lay down his wife for the king. Have you ever heard that one before? One they say that about the aristocrats. A good lord will lay down his life for the king. So, or I'm sorry, lay down his wife. Yeah, so if you want to get in good with the king as a lord of your realm or your estate or whatever, you have to be willing to lay down your wife. I thought that was clever. You have to be willing to lay down your wife. So that is what was going on there. Wow. Okay. Because I saw where Henry VIII posted the picture, or she replied to the picture of William walking up the steps, and it said awkward. I didn't get it. Of course, I'm trying to get Jesse Williams out of my mind. It seems to keep popping up all over Twitter. No pun intended. I thought, this is not my Twitter account. I said, I don't remember following anything like that. I mean, there are corners of Twitter where you can find things like that, but I make it a point not to click on that stuff. And then all of a sudden, I opened up my Twitter and almost lost an eye. I literally opened up my Twitter and nearly lost an eye. I'm like, what in the world is going on? What is happening to this world? I was morally outraged and I did not screenshot it or anything. I just quickly moved on. So oh man. But I tell you what. Okay. Thank you, Sean. You just saved me. So Sean says, you know who else is sick? The Queen. She found out that Will and Kate lost half the Commonwealth. Look at her now. She don't look like that by chance. That is true. She seems to be very and trust me, if anything, you know how they love to say that the Sussexes or that other one that they like to, create this false equation with, they love to say that the Sussexes are the ones that's causing her grief. No, she had to sneak them into the house because they're trying to keep the Sussexes away. The ones that are causing the grief are the ones that lost half of the Commonwealth, the one who she had to pay out 12 million plus pounds to cover his situation. Um, and of course Charles with all the scandals that follow him, starting with his wife, or should I say, ending with the wife, but whatever. It's not Harry and Meghan. Again, they have not made any mistakes. They have been zero mistakes, especially since they left Narnia. So I just won't hear of it. So, but to your point about the Queen, I would imagine the Queen is. Yeah, that's probably about where she is right now. Thank you for the super sticker, Sean. But yeah, that is probably the Queen's disposition right now. Okay, let me take a look at a couple of more comments here. Hello, is it Sonia Campbell? Hello, Baron. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Good times indeed. Our faves are letting the Narnia tabloids and the Royal Rotor know that They make their own decisions when to visit Shutter Island. You got that right, Sonia. They are the ones calling the shots. Oh. Well, look at that little shaved garden gnome. Anytime I look at either one of these photos, all I can think of is shaved garden gnome. He just looked like if you just gave a garden gnome a good shave, that this would pop out. That's it. I was just being shady. You all. Oh man. Now see, certain things. Okay, I gotta stop. I gotta stop because my face is hurting because I've been sitting here smiling. But certain things get to me, and you know how I am. I just can't let stuff go. And one of those things, of course, is Prince. Prince. Do you know last night I was up to the wee hours, and every so often I would think about that. I say, Prince, Prince. If anything has captured my imagination, it is that situation. I tell you, it if there ever was a documentary made about that trip, if they don't include that, then they are surely missing out on something. So, and to that point, let's have it, shall we? Why delay? Why delay? It's what everybody wants. I want it. You want it. Let's have it.
Yes, Prince, Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
That's what Trenchtown wants. Thank you, Pamela Gales, for the super sticker. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. And thank you for standing up for Trenchtown. They should have a GoFundMe for the royal family so that they can pay what they owe to Trenchtown. I'm telling you, that gave me like my best day since Christmas was when that man said, Prince, Prince. And I don't know why it seems like he it almost seems like William was trying to say that my wife, like it's almost as though he's pointed like my wife has my purse and I mean has my wallet in her purse. Look at the way he points.
$345 billion. Yes.
Yeah, she has my wallet in her purse.
Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
Oh Lord. If it doesn't seem like he's saying my wife has my wallet in her purse, I'm not sure exactly what that could have been about. Whew. Okay, y'all. As we have started off today in quite the messy mood. Oh, there we go. H&M are the real winners. They obviously got private security as well as the right to visit in private capacity without being expected to display their kids. The real boss. You know what is it? Adora? Let me yeah, let me find the real boss. There's the boss right there. That is the boss, right? That's the boss right there. He got exactly what he wanted. He waited, he made his case, and now he got what he wanted. Hello. Now he has exactly what he asked for. You know, as far as the security is concerned, someone did ask about that in the chat yesterday. And the Royal Protection Officers or the Metropolitan Police, they don't like to discuss security. They won't even give you a price for the security. But what we do know is that Harry would not have ventured over there if there was any doubt about the fact that his family would be safe. So we still don't know if that's completely ironed out. What we know is that Harry said he wasn't going to go or he wasn't likely to go or whatever. And then all of a sudden that changed into the confirmation from his staff that they are going and that they will attend activities surrounding the Jubilee. So that means that the security is in place. I want to say I believe that everything is settled as far as future security. um Someone even mentioned that the queen may want to take, like a last photo with the queen and all of the people in line for the throne or whatever. That is a possibility. We don't know how the queen is being handled. Harry said, and this gives the queen a way out, by Harry saying, I just want to make sure she has the right people around her and that she's safe. It leads one to believe that the queen is being handled by the men in gray suits, or perhaps by the man on the screen right there that looks like a shaved garden gnome. It could be a combination of those things. We just don't know. So I'm willing to go with the idea that, as Harry said, as the boss said, that I just want to make sure that she's got the right people around her. So yeah, maybe that's exactly what it is. Maybe the queen is being handled and she just has been I mean she is 96 years old and perhaps she's been coerced, or they've been pushed out by suits and the men in gray suits rather than the queen just writing them off or something like that. It's very hard to tell. Plus, when Philip was, in the process of dying, and let's not forget the Queen has lost quite a few of her lifelong friends. So it's one thing about when you lose a bunch of people that you've known your whole life, it does cloud your thinking and it can inhibit your decision making or whatever. Or maybe you just throw up your hands and say, Charles, you handle it. But there's something going on. We just can't possibly know. But Harry knows. Harry knows. Okay. Harry and Meghan are not going to be on the balcony, so Squatty should ignore the balcony. Well, I mean, Myra, um, that other guy wasn't supposed to walk her into church, but he did. So if Harry says they're not going to be on the balcony, then it's official, right? If Harry says it's not going to happen, then it's official. Of course, Kate is the real social climber, but it is easy to talk about Duchess Meghan than to criticize their English rose. Well, in the United States, social climbing is really restricted to one thing: meritocracy. In the United States, you are judged by what you can produce, not who produced you, but what you can produce. That is how we judge people. And just because you come from a wealthy family in the right zip code, oh, that'll probably get your phone calls answered. But after that, if you don't produce, then you're not really able to ascend to the next level or whatever. So um, I'm sure that over there that means a lot. But for the Duchess of Sussex, the only type of aristocracy that she's ever seen is that of Hollywood, the kings and queens of Hollywood. That's it. The other world that she married into did not mean a lot. Just like for most of us, that was all just a soap opera. And that's what it is. And for you Brits who don't get that, Americans look at the royal family like a soap opera. The Americans look at the royal family like a bunch of cosplay. It's just very interesting. It's like taking a trip to Disney. Not to disparage the people of the UK, but as for the institution of the royal family, for us, it is just entertainment. And most Americans, when they find out that the Queen supposedly doesn't have any real power, a lot of people ask the question, then what is the point of it? What is the point of it? I think most Americans would prefer to have an elected head of state. Even those people that stormed the Capitol on January the 6th would prefer to have an elected head of state. Full stop. So there's a big difference there. Excuse me. Let me see, Myra. I'm going to watch for the cookout at Frogmore with Eugenie. Oh, that's a good idea. I don't want to see those stiff hemorrhoids on the balcony. You know what? What the heck? I haven't done it in a while. Um, I wouldn't just throw that term stiff hemorrhoids around if I were you. Okay, that was it. I mean, come on. It had been a while, right? Let's see. I'm happy Meghan and Harry won't be on the balcony. I feel it would all go horribly wrong for them, given that Angela Levin something giving Angela Levin something to say. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but should we not do stuff because we're worried about Angela Levin? I mean, come on. I, if Harry and Meghan is on the balcony, he may have cameras in his pocket for the Netflix, and he may even push the Queen over the balcony because Meghan's a Hollywood actress, and it's really what Meghan wants, and Netflix they'll probably film Harry pushing the Queen, and then they'll throw the cameras on Andrew. That broad is psychotic. You know that, don't you? That broad is psychotic. This is one psychotic chick right here. Psychotic. Just strange. The thing is, it just seems like she believes. It seems as though she believes the stuff that she's saying. They, I Lily probably has. Okay, let me try this again. I can't stop. Okay. Concentrate. And Lily probably has. Hey, she'll have a camera in her nappies, and when Meghan changes her nappies, the camera it will switch on, and 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 Archie has a camera in his juice box. Yeah, and when he opens his juice box, it switches on the camera, and the camera is for Netflix. Okay, I can't do it. I keep smiling. I got to stop. All right, you guys. But yeah, she has been saying some very bizarre things about cameras in pockets, cameras on lapels, cameras in diapers, cameras in juice boxes, cameras on the pram, cameras everywhere. She sees cameras every place. And if anybody should want to stray away from cameras, it's her. If anybody should want to avoid cameras, it should be Angela Levin. Trust me when I say that. She's so preoccupied with cameras, I could see why. Anyway, that little troll. Enough about her. Okay, so let me take a look at a couple of your comments. I got to get rid of this guy. Yeah, there she is. There she is. There's our queen. No, the queen on the left side, not the one on the right side. That queen on the left. Yeah, the one with the hat on. That's our queen. The other one is a queen, but that's our queen, right? Okay. And then on the far right side, that's the son that Philip always wanted. The one next to her is the son that he got stuck with. Next to the daughter he couldn't imagine. Next to the disappointment for everybody. So, got it? Okay, good. Shall we move on? All right, I need to read some of these comments. Baron, uh, Angela is, that is Angela, right? Is display of fantasy of her misery. Leave her to herself and she will destruct if she hasn't done that already, but God has withdraw his mercy of breath from her or withdrew. Okay. Yeah, you know what? She's bound to just implode at some point. I believe that. You better say that Miss Denise keeps our little prince and princess out of her mouth. She ain't even good enough to smell their feet. You got that right. Okay. She's gonna go on one of the morning shows and she's gonna say that Archie had a camera in his juice box. Watch. Just watch and see. Okay, Baron, we don't have a queen. America bows in courtesy to no man or woman. All right. Like I said, the daughter that they didn't know they had. I get you. All right. That witch is crazy. She better be careful before someone drops a house on her. Oh, man. All right, you guys. I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. We've had enough fun with these people. So there you have it. I forgot to center this photo. I gotta make this a little bigger so I can see it. But someone posted this yesterday. Royal Style Watch. Buckingham Palace's no response to media policy seems puzzling, while there were 246,525 articles written about Markle between May 2019 and April 2020, according to digital PR agency Bonk. Okay. And there were far less articles written about Kate Middleton and Prince Andrew during the same period, with 96,460 on Middleton and 72,125 on Prince Andrew. Yet the palace and his team felt compelled to defend both Kate and even Andrew, while Meghan Markle was never defended. Markle, it seems, had to look the other way because these articles were not as important. What do you think of this stance? I think it stinks. I think it's absolutely awful. That's what I think of it. Uh-oh. There we go. I'm sorry. There, I was trying to I had to bring it closer. I had to expand it so I could actually see it. But yeah, what do you guys think of that? That there were, what is it, 250,000 articles that was written about the Duchess of Sussex in that span of time, compared to very what is it? Oh, I'm gonna say that was, round that up to 150,000 combined, but for Andrew and Kate Middleton. Yeah, I think that's about 150,000. So that compared to 250,000 articles written about the Duchess of Sussex, who, by the way, during that period of time was seen very little, but they seemed to have so much to write about. If I'm correct, I believe that was that period of time where you didn't see the Duchess of Sussex that often because of childbirth, but yet during that period of time, they would not give her a moment's rest in the press. It was story after story. Then they started saying that she was going to bring Doria over to live in the carpet bathtub. I think that was that particular period. So, okay. I saw a comment on yet on let me see. I saw in a comments on yet that is a Maori one who had the Harry skit, and the haters were quoting verbatim the lies they were saying about Harry and Meghan and their work and money. Just said, "Hmm, okay, I didn't see that, but interesting." Okay, according to Angela, Archie and Lily running around will have a negative impact on the Queen's health. Miss Wacko just says anything to get people riled up against Harry and Meghan. She is absolutely nuts. She is she needs help. Someone needs to stick an apple in Angela's mouth and throw her behind the Tisa Tells gave the squatties a shout out today and talked about how Will and Kate are being banished to Wales while Harry and Meghan are at the Jubilee. I hollered, just check her out. She loves the Sussex squad. I love Tisa Tells. I think she is awesome. I love her energy. I think she is awesome. If you guys haven't watched Tisa Tells, she brings a whole new type of energy to Squattydom. So if you guys haven't checked her out, you should. Sharian Charday said that she's probably going to cover the Sussexes just once a week now. That she prefers to focus on fashion and other contemporary stories, which is really cool. But I don't know which day she has chosen for her Sussex Day, but I'm always looking for that because um, those are two of my new faves. Okay. There we go. They all secretly envy. Wow, the oh, you know what? I'm looking at the screen and how fast the messages are going. I feel like I'm at a casino. My eyes are going around like the slot machine. I feel like I'm at a casino. Wow. Okay. So let's do this. Anyway, I'm ready to move on. Where you at, Annie? Annie, we need a break beat. Come on, girl. So there you have it, a very glum and subdued Prince William. And there on the right is a very stately looking King Charles III. Yes, King Charles III. For all intent and purposes, that is the new king. But of course, it's not official. He's not even a regent. He's not even a regent. A regent would imply that the queen is unable to fulfill her duties and that he would have to step in and fulfill them full time, etc. Well, as it is, we all know that he is working like a regent. He's looking and talking like a regent, but he's not officially a regent. He is merely a council of state. Harry, William, and even, yes, Andrew, they serve as councils of state, meaning that they are able to step in on occasions like the opening of Parliament. And so, as a council of state, they can perform certain duties as a proxy to the Queen or as the Queen's proxy. So, that is what Charles is doing today. So, you can see that the state imperial crown, whichever one that is, the one with the stolen diamonds. Oh, wait a minute, that's all of them, isn't it? Anyway, that particular crown is on display. The queen would usually wear it for the opening of Parliament, but in her absence, Charles is there to perform the duty. And you would never notice it, but when there are the chairs side by side, there's a slight variation in the height of the Queen's chair compared to the chair that Philip used because the Queen's is supposed to always sit higher than anybody else on the floor. And so on that stage of the is it the House of Lords, she would find herself elevated in comparison to her consort. So that's just a little bit of the information I have about that. But anyway, yeah, so Charles is there performing his, I guess you could say, constitutional role as a minister or whatever, whatever I just said of state, a council of state. So that is why he's there. The Queen, for the first time in 60 years, has missed the opening of Parliament, they said. I think that was because before maybe the issue was childbirth. I think when she was with child or she had just given birth or whatever, she didn't perform her duty. But other than that, she usually doesn't miss. Um, but yeah, so she wasn't there this year. But there has been times when the queen would show up, but sometimes she would be a bit distracted because while everybody else is waiting for her speech, she's simply trying to figure out what she's going to order from Denny's. So um, it's not as formal as you think it is. Sometimes the queen think about the pigs in the blanket or a stack of hotcakes with sausage or perhaps the eggs Benedict. There's other things she has on her mind besides the opening of Parliament. So just so you know, it's not all. Oh man. Uh, all right. So too much, huh? Okay, then let's move on. Let's move on. I'll take her away. So long, Your Majesty. Okay. Let me see. I was listening to her this morning and she was talking about doing more of the Sussexes. Really? Who was that? The Queen? Who was doing more of the Sussexes? Okay, QE2 just wanted breakfast for lunch this whole apparently. Apparently some people prefer to have breakfast for lunch. Okay, and Camilla wears stolen jewelry, a stolen husband. Yeah. Iris, Iris, um, we don't. Oh, yes, we do. We do know she did. As a reflex, I had to yell allegedly, but yeah, we pretty sure about that one. You're right. All right, let's move on. So, oh, by the way, you guys, um, someone asked a question in the comments yesterday about I wonder how much 40 acres and a mule would be worth nowadays. Uh, so how much would 40 acres and a mule, how much would it be worth nowadays? Well, the answer is long-term financial implications of reversal is staggering. By some estimates, the value of the 40 acres and a mule for those 40,000 freed slaves would be worth $640 billion today. Yes, $640 billion today. Huh?
Yes, Prince, Prince. Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
So I told y'all a while ago, the movement for reparations ain't going nowhere. There is going to be more and more talk about reparations in the future. There's going to be more and more people confronting people like Prince William about their $640 billion or
Prince, Prince, Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean? Yes, Prince. Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Yes, I want my reparations now, reparations tomorrow, and reparations forever. Trenchtown wants everybody wants their $340 billion. Okay, so we're gonna move on, you guys. We're gonna move on. Yes, I just realized I had the sound off. I keep doing that. Glamour, the British Glamour magazine, turns out Prince Harry is a pretty decent actor. Now, despite all of the scathing criticism from the Derangers yesterday, the Glamour magazine, the British edition of Glamour magazine, they said that Prince Harry is a pretty decent actor. So um, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that. Harry is a pretty decent actor. So anybody else? Second that emotion? I see Trenchtown stock went up 100 billion in less than 2 seconds. I'm on board. Trenchtown. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we want. We Oh man. Okay. Here's another one. Here's another one. Royal charities set for major windfall thanks to Prince Harry's donation and significant legacy. Sinabale, which works in Lesotho and Botswana, was set up by that is, by the Duke of Sussex in 2006. A charity created by Prince Harry is set to receive a windfall worth more than £1 million. Sintabale's last account, published last week with Companies House, reveals that the charity will receive both a donation of 1.2 million, that's 1.5 million dollars or 1.2 million pounds from Prince Harry, and a separate significant legacy gift before the end of August this year. The financial filings show that Sintabale's income also rose sharply in the year to August 2020 to 2021 from 2.4 million pounds to 3.1 million pounds. Go Ginger Avenger. Now, Prince Harry was a young man when he went to Sintabale to sort things out. And what happened? He left a legacy that his mother would be incredibly proud of. So thank you, Prince Harry. Thank you on behalf of the recipients and benefactors of Sintabale. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sintabale wants his 2.4 million to 3.1 million pounds. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what Sintabale want. Oh, okay. Enters Lurch. Enters Lurch. One more time. Enters Lurch. Well, is that the awkward photo that I saw earlier? Yes, it is. When I saw that photo earlier and I saw the caption awkward, I wasn't sure exactly what they were talking about. But apparently, one of the comments said that his jaw was clenched tightly. Oh, yeah, he looks very, very pensive. I've never seen him look, I'm just lying. He always looks like that. But I've never seen him look so appropriately like that before. Yes, sir. That's what he looks like. Oh, well, I'm just saying, there was a lot of makeup and prosthetics applied to create that look for Lurch. But what they used makeup and a team of, artists to create with him, with William, it comes naturally. So that's the big difference. He's just lurching around. Enters Lurch. You rang. You rang. Okay, moving on. Moving on. What time is it? Oh, yeah, we're good. It's still an hour. So hit it, Annie. Well, William and Kate want to be known by their first names. We talked about that the other day. Harry and Meghan have come across as more down to earth, a source said. Well, as I said before, the Sussexes are just more relatable. People can't really relate to the very Downton Abbey-esque Will and Kate. And Kate, they're as stiff as an emery board. I mean, they're not very warm people. When Kate tries to pull off the warmth and the charm offensive, kids are not very receptive to it. They can see right through it. Other adults are wondering what in the frappuccino is she smiling at. It really comes across as disingenuous. The only time I've ever seen something very sincere out of the two of them was on this day. William, for once in his life, looked somewhat, I don't know, warm. Harry looked hot as in angry. Kate looked dazed and confused, but that's nothing new. And Meghan looked like, what? That was now that's an awkward moment. That is more awkward than walking up the steps with your alleged lover's husband. Yeah, that looks way more awkward for some reason. But I digress. So Will and Kate's visits Wales Jubilee weekend. What can possibly go wrong? Well, as we all know, they did lose half the Commonwealth, and they got a pretty hefty bill when they left Jamaica.
That's Prince. Johnstown wants $245 billion.
Yeah, they had quite a bill when they left Jamaica. Still, they haven't covered it yet, but that was what they left, or should I say, what they brought back from Jamaica with them. So I'm just going to say it again. Everybody loves the Sussexes, the Cambridges. It's like watching rattlesnakes coiling around each other. You don't know who's gonna eat the other. So now this is something else that's trending on Twitter because of a conversation that they were having on British television. The speculation that the Duchess of Sussex may run for public office. I'm going to withhold my breakbeat for this one. Well, I mean, one could imagine, but it's not likely to ever happen. It's not as though the Duchess of Sussex hasn't already flown on Air Force One or Air Force Two, depending on which one the president is on. But since the president wasn't on this plane, it was not Air Force One. Although the presidents have used this plane, like for instance, whenever Joe Biden goes up to Delaware, he takes this particular United States Air Force plane because it is a 757 and is small enough to land on a lot of regional airports that will not support a 747. So they use this as a alternative to the big birds. So yeah, it's the conversation that they were having. There's no validity to it, I'm sure, but it is fun to imagine Madam Duchess / Madam President. I remember watching Harry in the first documentary of Ballet at 18, 19 years old. Then he came across as very natural and engaged with the kids. The reason everyone he attaches himself to, that he attaches himself to succeeds. Is it charity? I think so. All right. But thank you for that, Narina. Thank you very much. Let me see. Meghan has no political aspirations. Let them speculate, but we squatties know better. Absolutely, Fortune. Absolutely. It's just fun to see the derangers squirm at the thought of it. I enjoy it. I'm not going to lie to you. I really enjoy that. Thomas Markle is a disgrace as a father and as an American. Yes, and he's doesn't even live in the United States anymore. So let somebody else deal with him. Maybe he'll move in with the royals. I love that Harry and Meghan can visit Liz again while the rest of the snakes have been sent out of town. Yes, they have been dispatched to go to other places. Other places. Like I said, what can possibly go wrong? I mean, do you think the people of Wales are going to ask for any reparations? Huh, they could, I guess. If there's not a problem, William usually creates one. And there's yet another image of our Duchess near the alternative Air Force One. And then this one. Oh, she carried her own bags. But yeah, there you have it. That is the 757 Air Force One. Like I said, one could only imagine. And plus, let me see. Baron, the president elder sister said that the Duchess will make a great president. I saw that. I saw that. As a matter of fact, before I forget about it, I did have a video for today that I set aside. So I'm thinking I better do that now before I forget it totally. So we're going to jump off of this one for just a second because, I'm suffering from sometimers. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. Sometimers. So, because of my sometimers, I better go ahead. uh, uh, there was did I do a slide for that one or not? I don't think I did. So yeah, let's just do it now, shall we? And in that way, I'll know that it's done. Have you guys seen this young lady? This young lady who, well, anyway, I'll show you. Watch this. She lost her shoe. She lost her shoe.
All right. Dang, I want to knock you. She ran out her shoe. All right.
Here's a closer up version. Was that remarkable or what? Was that remarkable or what? She came all the way from the back because she lost her shoe. Talea, also known as Lele by her family, she literally lost her shoe. She literally lost her shoe and was able to not only catch up, but then pass up everybody else. But that's what happens when in life when you want something more than the next person. The thing that happens is you win. You win. And when you want out of an institution more than other people, because they would rather try to stay in where it's safe rather than take their chances and have to get into the foot race of life. I mean, this girl showed what champions are made of. She literally lost her shoe and then had to run back and slip her shoe on and then catch up with the pack and then even pass them up. That was extraordinary. That was absolutely extraordinary. I've never seen anything like it. That was epic, absolutely epic. So Shalele or Layla, Shalele, well, I'm sorry, Shalela or Lele proved that she's got the right stuff. I mean, that was incredible. Look at her go. Look at her go. I don't. I. It must have been incredible to be there to see this. It, I mean, there she comes around the bend, and she's staying in her lane. She stayed in her lane as required, and she passed him up. She didn't try to get on the inside of the circle because that would be cheating. So she stayed in her lane and passed up everybody else because in that moment she wanted it more than anybody else that was there. So uh Shalala, uh 3 cheers. almost without effort. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to make sure that I shared that with you because there's a good chance I would have forgotten about it and I wouldn't have been able to forgive myself. So yeah, see now you know why mothers are celebrated. We don't care how loud or embarrassing we need to be to support our babies. All right, Loretta Memphis, I heard that. Oh man. Let me see. Folks, I got let me see, folks, I got pop up on BBC about this 8 or 10-year-old black top mathematician, why the British don't talk about these things. Huh. Yeah, it's amazing when you look at the crown and you see how Charles supposedly had that great day when he was in Wales, and then he goes back and the family was just like, okay, yeah, we saw it. And that's very much the way the aristocracy works. They don't tend to celebrate much unless it's somebody of a higher rank. So that's pretty sad. So I think when it comes to the people in higher education, they don't tend to celebrate the fact that someone has been able to achieve in spite of their circumstances. For them, it's just another day. So that is pretty bad. But it just seems to be that way. I mean, I don't know much about the educational system in the UK, but it just doesn't. You don't see um, so many people of African descent or even Asian descent that are being celebrated in the way that they should for their accomplishments. So be interesting, but I haven't seen very much of it. It's almost like a surprise sometimes when I'll watch something on the BBC or any other British television and I see a person of color. I'm always shocked by that. I'm just like, oh, they do have black people. They got some. I see a brother right there. So, Madam President, I'm just saying she has the look, she has the temperament, she has the smarts. Not to say that she's running for public office. I'm just saying I could see our Duchess in that situation if it ever happened or something like that, or maybe Ambassador Wales' wife or something like that, or maybe Ambassador Madam Duchess or something like that. I mean, there's no reason why she wouldn't be asked to be an ambassador or something. And once Harry is a full citizen of these United States, he may be called upon by his new government. So you just never know. Not to say that they would accept. I'm just saying it's fun to make the derangers nervous. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And as for inspiring and meeting and greeting people, I mean, she's done that already. And she's, very approachable and she looks people straight in the eye and all that kind of stuff. So just saying, not going to happen, but it was just fun to think about it, Madam President. And then, of course, the Ray Bans. If for whatever reason she was called to a higher office, she already looks good in Ray Bans. I mean, she has that Ray Ban face, huh? Huh? Come on now, let's be honest. She could rock some Ray Bans, the aviators or whatever. She can rock the aviators. So yeah. I'm just having fun with the topic. That's all. Do you think it's a possibility of Harry becoming a U.S. citizen? I do think it's a possibility because, as Harry said before, I've never voted in my life. And I think Harry would love to be the first member of the royal family to actually cast a vote. I think that that would be one of the biggest thrills of his life, would be able to being able to cast a vote. So yes, I think that he will become a dual citizen of the United Kingdom and the United States. Now, I don't know if there's anything in the law of the United Kingdom that would prohibit that, because he's certainly not going to renounce one citizenship in exchange for another. And legally, there may be no possibility that he could renounce under British law. So remember, he is still a council of state, so he has certain functions as a prince of the realm. Whether or not he's a working senior royal, he still has certain rights over there, some of which we may not be clear about. Baron, you sound like my son, and I'm always surprised when we see an unexpected person of color in an unexpected place. Joan Commonwealther, have I told you? Have I told you about my story about Prague, when I was walking through the old town of Prague on those cobblestone streets, and I went past a bookstore slash gift shop, and as I was walking, I walked past a plate glass window, and I noticed out the corner of my eye, there was a woman of color, a black woman, working in the shop in Prague. Now, when I was in Prague back in the early 2000s, um, well, I guess these are still the early 2000s, in the early 2000s, and I saw this woman. I was walking, I glanced right, I left, that is, I did a double take, and I stopped in my tracks and I backed up. I didn't turn around, I just took big steps backwards. And when I looked in the shop, our eyes met. Our eyes met. And it was one of those moments. Yes, I've been to Prague. Haters, I've been to Prague. So it was one of those moments where, as a man of color of African descent and a woman of color of African descent, when our eyes met, she knew exactly what I was saying. I looked at her and she started smiling. And then, of course, I said, "Oh, I got to see what's going on here." So I opened up the door, went in the shop, and I said, "What you doing here?" And at that point, she just dropped her head and laughed. I said, "What you doing here?" I said, "I'm here on vacation, but what are you doing here?" And so after she finally stopped laughing, she said, "Well, my husband and I came here as students back in the 1980s, and we stayed here ever since." So it was just one of those moments where I saw one of us, so to speak, and I just had to know more about it. So it was, and the only other people that stuck out was I saw these two girls that were speaking English on the tram, and we were not in the city center. We were up in the hills in one of the neighborhoods. And I just asked her, I said, "Are you guys Mormons?" And they said, "Yeah, how did you know?" I said, "Well, you look about 19 years old. The two of you are together and you're living away from the city center. So you got to be Mormons." And guess what? I was 100% right. So that was my fun story about seeing a person of color in the unlikely place. And yes, I have been to Prague and Budapest. And am I rubbing it in? And where else did I go? And then I went to Vienna, or as we say in but what is it? Austria, Wien. I've been to Wien. So yeah, fun story. Okay, so next. Now go ahead, say it, y'all. Oh, isn't this sweet? So today, as I was putting my slides together, I said, you know what? I am going Connie Balmer, you too. You too. Lord have mercy. I saw that out the corner of my eye. I was like, Connie Balmer. But yeah, I found this photo, of course, of Harry that I have been saving in my vast archives of receipts. And I thought, you know what? Wouldn't it be very sweet if I put the two silhouettes together? So that's what I did. I married the two silhouettes on this one slide just for you all's benefit. It was kind of like a love letter from one Sussex to the other, right? How sweet is that? Yeah. Okay. Next. Again, I'm just saying it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But just saying. Anyway, there is Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, and there is the Duchess of Sussex walking in the footsteps of Ruby Bridges. Now, someone with a very eagle eye once said, that looks like Kamala's picture. Well, it's a little photoshopping by yours truly, a lot of cut and paste, but or copy and paste and cut and copy and paste, but somehow I managed to shape it just the way I wanted it. And of course, that is based on the photo that I showed you earlier, which is, oh, yeah, there it is. See the one on the left? I had to make blank the area where Kamala was located, and then I had to lift that and move it over so that I could marry the two images together. And I must say, it exceeded my expectations. So when you all see me posting stuff late at night and you're wondering, wow, does Baron ever sleep? Yeah, I do. But a lot of times, like I say, that's when I'm in my most creative state is in the middle of the night. So in the middle of the night, little things like that, I get an inspiration, and all of a sudden I find myself editing. So, like for instance, on your left side there, there's another little bit of my handiwork. The one on the right side, that was someone on the one of the squatties. Let me see. Hashtag no at Harry uh and Meghan, I think it is. It's very small under Harry's foot there, but that's the person that made that one. So I love that one too. I think that is really cool. So that one on the right side is not mine, but the one on the left side is one of my little creations. Just like the Queen wants it. This is why the Queen desperately wants the Sussexes there, because she really, really loves our Duchess of Sussex, and she just wants to have a chance to see the kids and the Sussexes and everything. Um, maybe for the last time, possibly. So we never know. Have I ever visited Croatia? No, I have not. But there is so much natural beauty there that I have been so desperately wanting to go there. So yeah, one of these days I will. But I from what I've seen, it's absolutely gorgeous in Croatia. So yeah, I would love to go there. I know for a while Croatia was like the big travel secret. It was a bargain to go to Croatia. You would get all the beauty of just about any place else in Southern Europe without all of the expense. But now that it's so popular, I hear that it's becoming increasingly expensive. So if you guys are going to go to Croatia now because tourism, I think, has just opened up again. So be a great place to go and probably a great time to go. But yes, I hope to make it there someday. All right. Okay, so let's move on. Now I am going to give myself a break beat. Oh, I think I should change. There we go. Did I or not? Nope, nope. Okay, there we go. Okay. Why do I have this one? Wasn't that from yesterday? Yeah. That one was for yesterday. Oh yeah. You know what? 1 second, you guys. That is the wrong slide. So, oh boy, here we go with the slide drama again. Allow and okay. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. Nope, that's not it. Oh my goodness, are we going to have slide drama again today? Are we going to have slide drama? All right, I don't want that one, so let me remove that. I think I got to take a couple things away to get to what I'm looking for. So, 1 second, you guys. Yes, slide drama. But you know what? You guys were supposed to remind me how to fix this situation, but I remember already, so I'm going to do that now. Okay. All right. I hear an echo. So, okay, I got this. I got this. Little glitch, but I got it. I got it. Let's see if it works this time. This is what I did last time when I got stuck and my slides wouldn't open. So, does it work? Does it work? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, the suspense is killing me. Let's see what happens. Huh. Well, yes, there it is. Whew. Problem solved. So, as I said before, what I had to do last time was I had to open a second StreamYard on the same computer and just simply open up the slide in a different StreamYard, and that worked. So, if you are a content creator and that happens to you, just remember, just open up a second window with the same program, and then there you have it. Voila. Charles hid his nervousness behind bravado. Body language expert Judy James reveals how the Queen's son steels himself to deliver speech on behalf of his mother. Why are they trying to make this sound so complicated? Charles had to steel himself. Seriously? That is so stupid. That is stupid. Charles has been practicing to give this speech for over 70 years. He's been practicing for over 70 years. How is it possible? How is it possible that he was too nervous to give the speech? He had to steel himself. Nervous. Steeling himself to walk in his mother's footsteps. Oh, how y'all do go on. How they do go on. The people who write this garbage, the people that write this garbage, and then Charles, now, you know what's funny though? This is what's funny is that Glamour magazine said that Harry was a pretty decent actor. Take a look at that acting. Now that's acting right there. You see the way Charles is reflecting as he look at that crown. That's acting. Charles pretending to be nervous. That's acting. If he's pretending to be nervous, I don't see that as possible. Let me see. Annie Bennett says, or Ann Bennett, sorry. Sorry, with all the due respect, Baron, I don't agree with you. The Queen don't care about Meghan. else she would have defended Meghan against the UK media. And if you don't know by now that I was being totally sarcastic, you haven't been watching Royal Sussex long enough. I was being totally sarcastic when I said that. But don't worry, you'll catch on. But that was my sarcasm. When anytime I say anything from that family across the pond is loving or tender or, you know, that's sarcasm. So just so you know. But thank you for the comment. All right. Anastasia Isabella, that is wonderful. May I ask? Okay, that's not for me. And let's see. Jacuzzi says, right, Baron, the future is already way post retirement age. Yes, he is. So, yeah, maybe he wasn't looking stoic. Maybe he fell asleep. I mean, at his age, he was past his bedtime when he crawled in the carriage, wasn't he? She just wanted to see, let me see. She just wanted to see you, Lily and Archie and Megan and Harry. She may not see them again until the bitter end. I don't hate her, but she couldn't do better with the family and UK media. I mean, she could have done better with the family, right? I think that's what you meant. But yeah, absolutely, you guys, absolutely. Again, don't mistake my sarcasm for anything but that. Alrighty. Church Nelly won't lie. I'm nervous too about that crap being poured into our rivers. Those companies need to be sued. It's so horrible. Is that the stuff that they've been doing in the UK with the rivers? Anyway, that's not for me. So let me keep moving. He was nervous and sounded ill, like he has a chest problem. I watched that this morning, very nervous. He was trying to read the speech quickly to getting away. Really? Now I didn't actually watch it. I just thought he would have been the usual old Charlie. So yeah. Well, now you know what, Miss P talks. I am going to have to go back and watch it because I didn't see it. I just figured Charles was just Charles, so I didn't think it would be anything different. But now you have piqued my curiosity. Baron, you are a beautiful comedian. You make me laugh every time. Keep it up. A great job. Vivian, thank you so much for that. I am glad I am able to be a part of your day. And also, I'm glad you're enjoying watching Royal Sussex. Okay, so moving on, moving on. Let me see here. So, Chow, you say you don't know if that speech is not satisfactory. It's been known he summoned them to do their jobs at all costs. He complains if his suits is not laid out on time every day. And don't forget, if they don't put the toothpaste on his toothbrush and turn it a certain angle, that is also one of his grievances with the staff around him. So, yeah, he's known to be a bit prickly and particular. Is that one of the three musketeers standing next to Charles? Or uh well, most people in the family when they are visiting or doing their royal duties, they will play God Save the Queen. But there's one member of the family, whenever she goes about her duties, the there's a different song that they play. Did you know that, Sean? That's so bad. Okay, moving on. All right. So Prince William tears for Diana. Uh, Duke chokes up as he says he finds comfort in remembering his mother and acknowledging she was loved during speech on living with grief at Manchester Attack Memorial. However, I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. William's BBC lies ruined my mother's life. And Harry says toxic culture led to her death. Well, this is the speech where he claimed that she was paranoid. Yeah, that she was living in fear and paranoid. He omitted the fact that his father allegedly was involved in some type of, how do I put this? What did they say, that the um, royal protection officers would report her every move to Charles, and that she felt as though that they were spying on his behalf rather than being neutral in their positions. If I recall, it is alleged that Princess Diana felt as though her royal protection officers were not just simply there to protect her, but there to spy for Charles or someone else in the family. That is how I remember it, is that the Princess of Wales, if there was any type of fear or paranoia, it was of her ex husband in particular. And then, of course, other elements such as the tabloid media. But I think the person that she was most um, fearful of, if indeed she was fearful, was her ex husband. And as for paranoid, from the interview, she seemed to know exactly what she was talking about. She seemed to be in great command of her faculties. So I could not understand why he seems to want to take the side of the establishment by blaming Martin Bashir. He didn't even bring up his uncle Charles Spencer, who introduced his sister to Martin Bashir. That was omitted. And then Charles Spencer goes around on this, how do I put it, campaign to discredit Martin Bashir. He went around telling people you can draw a direct line between introductions to Martin Bashir and my sister's death. The other part that was omitted was the fact that, aren't you the one that introduced her? He didn't mention that. At least I don't believe he did. So William literally threw his mother under the bus by implying that she seemed to have some type of reduced mental capacity at a time when she was being hounded by the tabloid media, and at a time when she thought that her life was under threat, and rightly so. But yeah, that's a good son, isn't it? So I don't understand how he was choking back tears on that day, but on this other day, he seemed to be quite able to tell the side of the story on a speech that was prepared for him, given to him, and read by him. So you can't have it both ways. I'm sorry, but I'm just not buying this false emotion from him. If anything, he probably, if he was choked up at all, he was probably regretting the fact that he gave that ridiculous speech. I mean, that speech was dreadful to Princess Diana's memory, and he should be ashamed of himself. And by the way, Sean, thank you so much for the super sticker. And again, happy Tuesday to you, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, comments. I believe that the royal rotor have so much dirt on Baldy that he has to do their bidding. He's a positive person. He's a piece of sculpture, or he's oh, I know what he is. I'm just kidding, Francilia. I knew exactly what you were trying to say. A positive person. Oh man. Okay, so that is the book they use starting the, what is that? Fiona, the, what is that? Fiona? Fiona is mentally impaired and paranoid. Oh, Diana. Diana is mentally impaired and paranoid. Um Let me see. Hardy is fragile and depressed, and the book they use always. Okay. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Thank you. Lynn, no, oh, that ain't for me. Let me stay out of that. Okay. I'm sorry. William is evil. Yeah. Let me see. Royal Sussex Baron, I always wonder how Harry feels about Kate after the way he embarrassed her into the family and how she stood back and watched Meghan be harassed. Yeah, you know what the thing is, I think that Harry was very supportive of Kate. I know he was. I mean, you don't have to be a body language expert to know that Harry was very respectful and very considerate to Kate, even on occasions when Prince William was not considerate to her. So, that being said, the idea that someone that he was so supportive of and so kind to would turn around and literally sit back with the rest of them, if not actively plot against the Duchess of Sussex, and then pretend as though she's the victim. As our Duchess said, they would rather lie to protect other members of the family, but they won't tell the truth to protect me and my husband. So there you have it. I would imagine that Harry is probably um, I wouldn't even say surprised, but just very hurt by it. I think Harry, in so many ways, is hurt by that family in ways that we couldn't possibly um, calculate. So, okay. Oh, let me see. I'm going the wrong direction here. God's Child says, I like Charles, but every time I see Camilla, I remember. I'm sorry. I'm reminded of darling Diana. It bothers me. I can't accept Camilla even though she's his first love. Diana would be alive if Camilla had stayed away. Yeah, God's Child. That is a very uh, sad thing. It's very sad because Diana was sold a bill of goods by not only the royal family, but mostly by the Spencer family. And Diana's mother wasn't really there to protect her when she needed her mother. And then Rain Spencer, someone Diana, I think at one time she didn't really care for her stepmother, but eventually they became good friends to one another. Um, Diana just didn't have much by way of protection. And with her father having suffered a stroke, I don't think he was in any position or condition, even if he would be willing to fight on her behalf. I think that he probably wouldn't. I think everybody, especially in that cult of the aristocracy, they just defer to the royal family. They defer to the royal family, and they just, as they say, like as I said earlier, is considered to be the right thing to do to lay down your wife on behalf of your king. Literally. That is a practice that has gone on for years. Bashir showed Diana's brother fake documents that he had done to convince him Diana was being watched and fake news was going to come out about her that would have prompted him to introduce Bashir to Diana. Yeah, Denise Taylor, all of that may be true, but you know what? I've seen Charles Spencer in interviews, and he just doesn't seem like the sharpest tool in the shed. Just because a person inherits the title, just because you are the eldest son, doesn't mean that you got good sense. Obviously, I mean, look at William. William was the firstborn, is the firstborn, and he showed up first, but he doesn't seem to have a lot of intelligence. He doesn't have an intellectual curiosity about him in the way that Prince Harry has. Could you imagine William trying to explain anything as clearly and in as much detail as Prince Harry has been able to do on the Dax show, on the Me You Can't See, on the Oprah Winfrey interview, and so many other areas of his life, especially when it comes to military families and wounded soldiers, wounded warriors. Nobody can explain that stuff better than I've ever seen. Harry has the right stuff. William just doesn't have it. He doesn't come across in any way that seems like he's any smarter than the milkman. Literally, he just doesn't seem as bright as someone in his position ought to be. And mind you, he's approaching that age now. How old was John F. Kennedy when he became president? Was he 40, 42, something like that? He's approaching John Kennedy's age, and yet doesn't have the sense God gave a lemon. I'm sorry, but it's true. He's just not that bright. I could see Harry sitting with anybody and holding his own. Even when he was talking to Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. Do you remember in the Me You Can't See when Harry said, wait a minute, I just want to go back because I don't want us to miss this point. And I'm just like, Harry just, not that he, said anything wrong, but with most people, when Oprah has moved on, it's time to move on. But when the Ginger Avenger saw a point that he wanted to make, he had enough gravitas to just say, wait a minute, I want us to go back and talk about something else. How many people would even have the courage to do that with Oprah Winfrey, let alone do it? Harry was just like, wait a minute. I was so proud of him on that Me You Can't See. I don't have the words for it. I just don't have the words for it. Thank you so much for the super stickers, Cheryl. Yo, thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and happiest of Tuesdays to you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you some more. Lynn, I cried so much. I suffered from migraines. I took flowers to pay my tribute. When the florist knew they were for Diana and Dodie, he gave me a discount without asking. Oh, God, child, that is a very, very sweet story. Thank you so much for sharing that. Um, yeah, that period when Diana died, I tell you, the whole world was in shock, disbelief, and collective mourning. Everybody was in mourning at the same time. It was just like it was so quiet everywhere during the funeral. It was just everybody in the world stopped to pay their respects, as far as I know. Okay. Oh, comfort knowing that. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I need to go the other direction here. Well, we've had over 1,000 people in the live stream today. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And thank you for the super chats and the super stickers. Now, let us move on a bit here. Afro Annie, if you don't mind your Afro-ness, if you could just give us a little breakbeat. The one with the pack of Newports. That one. Okay, hit it, Annie. I wish y'all could see the little dance that I'm doing when that comes on. I got a little, little 1970s kind of little snake like in them. So, there's Her Majesty caught up in the middle of it. There she is, caught in the middle of two people who have been made ill with the global pandemic. You can't say the C word. But two people who have been afflicted with the pandemic not once, but twice. Now, because of Charles' superior breeding and all that kind of stuff, he didn't feel as though, I'm saying my words, not his, he didn't seem to believe that a visit to his mom would make much of a difference, considering, perhaps he's had the vaccine or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. Who knows what those people are thinking? But at some point, he reported that he, was sick again. He tested positive again. And so then people worried for the queen. Oh boy. And look at what happens. Look at what happens. And so it shouldn't have been too much of a shock. the Queen catches the pandemic after Windsor Castle outbreak. The only thing that I find weird about that is that this person was just there at the castle. This person on the left, sausage fingers, he was the one that was just there. But instead of blaming him, the press just said, "Oh, well, she's being watched. They're still watching her. They're still watching her. Oh, she got it. She got it." And then they said that there was an outbreak at Windsor Castle. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You know what the outbreak was? You know what the outbreak was. That's what I believe. Somebody that came to see her. Hit Charles. Hit Charles. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry, my hit Charles. Oh, my allergies. Anyway, somebody came to Charles. Came to see her. Hit Charles. Oh, excuse me. Somebody came to see her, and then at some point, she had taken ill. Now, I have no explanation. All I know is Charles had came to see her, and then next thing you know, she was being watched, and then after that, infection. Yep, testing positive. Oh, so Sean, thank you so much for the super chat. Get those two walking plagues away from me. Okay. What was that lady's name? Typhoid Mary. Yeah, Typhoid Mary, the lady who gave typhoid to many people that died, families that she worked for, and yet typhoid never killed her. So, yeah, that was the story of Typhoid Mary. She could give it, but she didn't die from it. She seemed immune to it. But anyway, so yeah, that was the order of business that I recall. And then from there it turned into the Queen and Castle outbreak, Queen example to us all. Well, after she was on the mend and began to recover, and you guys don't forget, at 96 years old, catching something like that has got to have a really, really bad impact on you, especially if you have any circulatory problems. One of the things that they used to treat people, I read, was blood thinners because it can wreak havoc with one's circulatory system. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying. Um, hit, hit Charles. Well, you know what? Oh, I got to say it in a very English accent. Do you know what? 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 Anyway, do you know what? When the Queen had the I guess what was it? The press release or a memo, whatever it was. Remember that time when the Queen, before she was stricken with the dreaded illness, she said, "I hope that you will show the same respect to Charles and his future queen consort." Now, before that, there was no talk of Camilla being a consort, but I think that not only did they go over there, well, Charles went over there for whatever reason he went there for. He went over there and he waited until she looked the other way and slipped that document in her red box. And next thing you know, as she was signing papers and having visions of Philip, Philip. That is how that happened. Is the okey doke. They pulled the okey doke on her allegedly. She looked the other way. She signed that document, and next thing you know, Camilla was the future queen consort. That is just my theory that I've had for quite some time. So benefits balcony. Last but not least, the benefits balcony. Um, if nothing else we find on the day of the Jubilee is that long line of people that benefit from the sovereign grant. Now, the balcony will not be as crowded as you see it there. They are going to make sure that there's a limited amount of people on the balcony So, there'll be plenty room for anybody to make a surprise visit. But the balcony is pretty large. I mean, you don't have to necessarily stand next to someone. And who knows? Maybe there's an intention to try to coerce the Sussexes into going onto the balcony. And once they're on the balcony, guess who's gonna pop out like a ghost of your dreams? He's going to show up, and trust me, he's not going to sweat because remember, he has a particular condition that prevents him from sweating. But he's going to pop out. Trust me, if they could coerce the Sussexes to go out there, the next person out is going to be him. That is if they try to figure that out, if they sort that out where the Sussexes show up, I doubt if he's. You know what? This guy's not gonna. Well, you know what? He wasn't supposed to do that other thing either. So, it is going to be a roller coaster ride of opinions and emotions up until the point of the jubilee. But we're not even for sure that the Queen is going to make it out on the balcony. So, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. I am going to give love to my faves, our faves, and then we're going to have some last comments. So thank you, Princess Diana, for the way you have shaped and directed and molded and encouraged our Duke of Sussex. I mean, who knew that your input, your ability to show him that there was another side of life besides privilege, that he would be such a well-rounded person. And then, of course, our Doria, who has been an example to us all. An example to us all. She's run marathons. She's gone back to school and gotten her education. She's raised a very well rounded daughter of her own. She gives to charities. She runs for fundraising marathons and stuff. So she does all that stuff she's been doing for years. That same stuff that has been instilled into our Duchess. Well, where do you think it started? It started with Doria. She's just that kind of person. So thank you both, our two queens, the Queen of Hearts and our Queen of Everything. And last comments, you guys. Let's see the last comments. Amen, amen. Yes. Oh, that's for somebody else. And let me see. What are the chances that the Queen will give up the crown after the jubilee? After all, she is just a highly paid figurehead. Loretta Memphis, I think that people would shudder to think that Charles has become king any sooner. But I doubt if the Queen would want to sit back and watch him crown. It just doesn't seem like the natural order of things with that family. But then again, living to be 96 years old, in her position with the weight of empire on her shoulders, who would have thought that would have happened? But her mother just kept on living. Her husband just kept on living. And if her father had had a healthier lifestyle, he probably would have lived to a ripe old age. But he had some health issues because I think he smoked cigarettes, he ate cigarettes, he just cigarette after cigarette. So he was in very poor health. Otherwise, he probably would have lived as long himself. So there's no doubt that the Queen could possibly carry on for another 5, perhaps 10 years, even. But 5 years wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility and probably more likely. So the Queen can hang in there and she'll probably just let Charles do the work and she will reduce her footprint, so to speak. But you know what? She probably, when she turned 80, she should have stepped back. She really should have done that at 80 years old. Staying this long was a huge, huge mistake and a missed opportunity. It would have set a precedence if she had stepped back sooner, and then Charles may have stepped back sooner, and then William would have had his opportunity, say, in the next 10 years. But now it seems like it may get pushed back for another 20 years or possibly, yeah, about 20 years or more. So I doubt if she will. That's my long answer. I doubt if she'll step back. But that should have happened a long time ago. I think it's cruel, no matter how you feel about Charles. It is cruel to have somebody waiting in that same position in a holding pattern for a lifetime for no good reason. I think that was a huge mistake. I am a day late and a dollar short, just joining the chat. Sonia Alexander, we're glad you're here. And Yvonne Clark, enjoy this beautiful day, everyone. And may we continue to destroy the Commonwealth. Yvonne Clark, I had no idea that you were so militant. I love it. I love it. Thank you for that. Okay, you guys, who wants the last comment of the day? Who wants the last comments of the day? Anybody? Let me see. That's true, Bear. Never thought of that. Thank you, Mary H. I don't know what I said, but thank you. Oh, I think I know what I said. Thanks. Let me see. I just thought Kate's mother lived her dreams through her daughter. I worked with a woman, Russian, who fled Russia. She wanted her daughter. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, to your point about Carol Middleton, she seems like the ultimate stage mother. She just seems like a stage mother. Um, yeah, and of course, a social climber. I just have to say a social climber. Okay. All right. Bye, Baron, moderators, and all squaddies. Oh, come on, you guys. I'm looking for something to. Oh, that's it. That's it. Thank you, Maggie Howell. Bye. No bad energy. I love it. So, Ginger Avenger, we out of here. We out of here. How did that creep over 2 hours like this? Oh man. Okay, thanks everybody. Still 730 people here. Thank you all for watching Royal Sussex. But yeah, I'm not going to linger around today. I am going to go. But I think Lydia Washington wasn't here today. That did not escape my notice. Lydia, if you are listening and at work, we missed you and we'll see you next time. But thank you, everybody. Thanks, moderators, Cookies and Cream, Mo Shannon. Let me see. Who else was here today? Anastasia was here. No, yes. Did I see it? And Church Nelly, who loves my travel stories, like that time I went to the Vatican, or what about Japan? No. But yes, thank you, and more thanks. And thank you for the 14,000 subscribers. It seemed like we were never going to get there, and then suddenly yesterday it just happened. So thanks, and more thanks. And I will see you all next time on Royal Sussex. Love you.